this video, I'm going to show you how you can add random effects to weapons whenever you fire. First, open your weapon of choice. For me, it's going to be, you guessed it, Stock Soldier. Once you have your weapon open, immediately add 2 event connections. Then, what you want to do is add 2 components, a random multi-event, my PC's really hating me today, and a buff entity. For these component settings, in the random multi-event, take uniform distribution, reset outputs when all is triggered, and add as many random event ways as you want. For me, it's going to be 4 specifically for this video. And in the buff entity, just like the last tutorial, set the material to 128, set the source to -1, and for the buff, add whatever buff you want. For me, I'm going to create a completely custom buff. I could find it. There we go. If you're using a custom buff that you literally just made right now, make sure the buff is added to character shared and weapon shared. You can use the bundle manager for that, which will basically just save you time, but I'm going to do it manually just so I can show people who don't know how to do it manually how to do it. Do note, opening both weapon shared and character shared takes a long ass fucking time. Once you have both character shared and weapon shared open, add a new entry to the very bottom of the list. Click on the new entry, and you'll see this list gets brought up. You do not want to add all the buff effects or buff state controllers. You want to add specifically the buff data. That is the file itself. Do not add anything else in that list. Again, you do have the ability to use manage bundles with the bundle manager to save yourself time. Next, you have to make sure you do this for all custom components that you add to a weapon. You have to get the right flags. And to do that, open this document that I have linked in the description, and then you press Ctrl F and type in whatever component name you're working with. Since I'm using a random multi-event in the buff entity, I'm going to type in both those names. Once you've found what you're looking for, make sure that you copy the correct flags. Since I am working with the client realm on both of these, I have to copy the client flags. So for buff entity, I'm going to copy these flags. Since I'm working on the client realm, go back into Frosty and then paste them in the flags field. Do the same thing for the random multi-event. Type in the name, copy the correct flags, and then paste them in the flags field. Now, we can finally get to those event connections that you just added, or didn't add. In the first event connection, link on primary fire projectile spawn to random multi-event target field in. Then in the second event connection, link random multi-event out whatever out you want. For me, it's going to be out 0 to buff entity apply. Once that's all done, make sure all runtime component counts are increased by 2. Finally, you can save your mod and load the game. Don't you just love it when your PC comes to a complete halt every time you boot up Garden Warfare 2 with mods? Neither do I. Frosty loves my RAM. And I think at one point now it's memory leaking. I don't know though. Alright. As you can see, I just randomly got a bunch of health when firing. And if I continue doing this, randomly, I will regain some health when firing. That means it was successful, which means you can do that too. But you don't have to just do it in the weapon blueprint. You can also have this logic be in the soldier file, or in a completely different file. That's all for this video. If you have any questions, please hesitate to ask, like, subscribe.
I want